So, hello everyone, and welcome back to this week's Fresh Crack Friday. Now, Keith was on last week because he was courteous enough to bring over the John J. Bowman, which ended up beating out the Willet. So, and no surprise there, I think it beat it pretty handily.
Yeah,
for both of us,
for sure.
So, and then this was the bottle that Keith was originally going to buy me, but I couldn't contain myself, and I grabbed one. So, and it's been sitting unopened since I bought it. So I figured we'd do a battle of the have and the could have been. We'll see which one was the better buy, so to speak.
Yeah.
So 1792 small batch. This is the most readily available one we have here in New York. They make a full proof. They make a whole bunch of different ones. This one's owned by Sazerac. So it's made at the old Barton Distillery in Bardstown. I think we were talking about it before. Comes in at 93.7 proof, so pretty good, pretty comparable to the Bowman. Named in honor of the year Kentucky joined the United States, 1792. This bourbon is a marriage of a few select barrels carefully chosen by our master distiller. The refined bourbon elevates Kentucky distilling to exceptional new heights, celebrated by whiskey connoisseurs worldwide, and sublities of 1792 make it incomparably brash and bold, yet smooth and balanced. That's what the words on the bottle say.
Some people might not care, but I think this bottle is just really nice looking.
Yep.
It's aesthetically pleasing, and I think it's a little unique. If you walk into a liquor store and see that, you're going to know that that's a 1792 as soon as you see it from the other side of the store.
Yeah.
I really like that about it, as weird as that sounds, but I hope it tastes as good as it looks.
Yeah, so, and then you'll just have to see the words on the front, like this one says small batch. The other one will say like full proof or wheated, and the wheated has a different color, I think.
Okay.
But I've only ever seen 1792 in New York. So I haven't seen, or the small batch rather, in New York. I haven't seen the other ones. Even though they all get good reviews, this one comes in real nice. I think you get it for like $33. So not a bad economic buy, and a lot of people recommend this one for a beginner bar.
Nice.
So we'll see if it makes the grade, so to speak.
Absolutely.
So let's see, where's the fancy perforated.
I'm excited for this one.
I am too. I mean, it looks sharp. Like I said, I couldn't contain myself on it. I walked past it too many times at the store. So quiet on set for the cork pop. Little quiet one. It's kind of neat. I thought it was going to be gold. It's not gold.
Ooh, that smells really good.
They do smell nice off the top of the pour, for sure.
Ooh.
So we'll do our 3/4 pours like we always do for these. This one. Like I said, we'll taste this up and then we'll compare it to Bowman and we'll see who wins with it. So
thank you, sir.
Yep. So anything you pick up off the cork right off? Anything
sweet to me? Not as sweet as the Bowman.
I'm getting kind of just ethanol. Almost gotta like dig down in there for a smell.
You do. It's not as
potent as the other one was jumping up and hitting us.
No, and it's to me it's not as complex as the sniff on the Bowman. I do like the way it smells though quite a bit. But I do have to breathe in a little bit deeper to really.
Yeah, you got like almost like dip your nose in
it. Yeah.
Holy smokes. Yeah, I'm thinking just a little sweet.
Yep.
But with the ethanol.
Not as much as the Willet though.
No.
The ethanol smell. Yeah, I get that.
Almost like a marker. A little bit of a marker kind of ethanol-y.
Marker, yes.
Yeah, but nothing.
I get that for sure.
But there's a little bit of sweet there. I don't know if it's like a caramel sweet that I'm smelling. It's not a honey.
No, it's definitely not a honey like the Bowman was.
Mm-hmm.
No.
We'll see if we can pick anything up on the taste. So, cheers.
Cheers. Definitely not as sweet.
There's like a funk in it, right in the middle of it.
A little bit.
But it's got a super long flavor hold.
It does.
Like I'm still, and it's not like an oily kind of hold. It's just steady.
Again, not complex flavor.
Nope.
Not super spicy, not super sweet. Doesn't kick you in the head.
A little bit of spice and ethanol, I guess, in the front.
I smell the ethanol, but you don't. It's not really ethanol
It doesn't
flavor.
jump out. It doesn't jump out and knock you on your butter, nothing. No. So.
I almost do like. I would describe this as mellow.
Yeah, it's just kind of a mellow sip, but it's still. I still feel a little warmth from my first sip.
Mine's just hitting the back of my throat right now. It hasn't gone down yet.
So there's a weird note. It's just in this one.
just on
the left side, I'm getting it.
All right, let us hear it.
Pear. It's just on the left one.
So I got to do it. Maybe it's just my right one.
I don't know. You might not get what I'm getting, but I get a little bit of pear with it.
Pear.
Kind of like pear fruit, but not like a fruit cocktail pear, like a wild pear, like
a fresh cut pear off the tree.
Well, like a suckle pear, kind of like more kind of like a bitter pear smell. And there's me not having my phone on silent while I'm shooting videos.
You just got somebody that wants to be a part of the show here.
It's Jake. Go figure. His whiskey sense was tingling. So
yeah, you probably had low whiskey pressure. I do like it. It's got the right amount of warmth for me.
Mm-hmm.
The more I drink it, I get a little bit more spicy.
Yep.
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
On that initial taste.
Yep. That spice and ethanol is there.
Yeah.
I think this is the one, and maybe it'd be a little bit better over a rock. Maybe we'd be able to smooth off that ethanol on the front and be able to go into some more of that flavor. Maybe it would pick up a little bit of flavor with it.
I could agree with that.
Or this is the one at the end of the night where, you've had 2 or 3 already and you're not really worried about the flavor anymore.
you just want a decent glass of bourbon.
Yeah. I mean, and it's good. I mean, it's nothing that's going to jump up and bite you and hurt you or nothing like that. And it does have just a nice, just a nice alcohol. That's the easiest way to say it. Just a nice alcohol feel all the way through it.
I would say it from the initial taste till then it hits you in the back of the throat. It's consistent.
Oh, it's all consistent.
It's absolutely consistent, start to finish. It doesn't kind of change complexity.
Yep. As
it goes back in your throat. Which, if you've never had bourbon, that might be hard to understand. But after you have a couple of bourbons, and you pay attention to how it kind of goes through your mouth and into your throat, you'll know kind of more of what we're talking about. But Ben's been talking about like beginner bourbons. I think for somebody that doesn't drink a ton of bourbon like myself, I'm more of a Scotch guy. Ben's getting me hooked on more bourbons.
That happens.
I'm completely okay with that. I think this would be an excellent bottle for somebody like me that's kind of, you might be a tequila drinker, you might be a vodka drinker, and you're like, you kind of want to wet your feet with bourbon. That's a good one. It's not going to deter somebody from being too hot or too complex.
Nope. Nope. And again, I tried swishing it a little bit. I don't know. It just almost tastes like I'm back in college doing shots again. Just because it just tastes like alcohol. Because you're not sitting there and trying to, think about it. But I can't. I know the Bowman's going to beat it.
Yeah, I
can tell you that right now.
I'm so partial to that Bowman right now.
It just, I don't know. It tastes young. Tastes like there's not a barrel element to it.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot coming from it.
It's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all. Yeah, it's just like a, and it's not our first one of the day. We had a small pour to warm up, so to speak, before we jumped right into it for the day, but not, it was smaller than 3/4. It was just to get our palate a little bit better on track, but I don't know. I know this sounds kind of bad. I'm only gonna give it like a 5.5
out of 10.
out of 10. It's just it's not. There's nothing going on there for me.
I would call it middle of the road.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of how that tastes and kind of how it hits you is just middle of the road.
It drinks like I would expect a $20 bottle to, not a $30 bottle.
Yes. Absolutely.
I think at 20 it'd be okay. I think it's okay at 30, but I think at 20 it would be better.
Mm-hmm.
But
yep. I personally would not go out and purchase this one at the price point
at 30
for the way it tastes.
No, and everybody that I've seen talk about the 1792s is more toward the sweet wheat or the full proof or one of those ones. The small batch is their introductory lower end.
Okay.
But if I'm going small batch for that same price point, Elijah Craig is hands down better than that all day long.
Gotcha.
And that's the same price point, $33.
Okay.
So
somebody watching this and you want to spend $33,
I'd go get an Elijah Craig small batch. Yep.
Yeah.
For sure. And right in that price point for sure. And it's good. It's got a lot more flavor. It's a Heaven Hill product. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's now that they're Saz owned and not the old Barton ones. Maybe people were talking about the old Barton, when they were running it, doing it better there.
Right? Could be.
I don't know.
Could be a little different.
I mean, we'll put it up against the Bowman just to be fair with it. But
just to keep tradition here.
Yeah, just to keep tradition on the fresh crack fight. But I don't know. I think we could probably go over a 3/4 pour on the Bowman because this one we both loved this one last time. I mean, it knocked the socks off that Willet.
I enjoy the complexity of the Bowman for the price. How it does change flavor from that initial taste as it's kind of going through your palate and into the back of your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And it smells awesome.
Yeah, it just smells.
It smells so good.
It smells so good. So. Give me a little cherry.
Which we did look up in the book. And
it
did say cherry.
Happen to say cherry, but I get that cherry note. I get that with this. I get that with turkey a lot.
Okay. Which I don't like cherry flavor anything,
right.
So I'm kind of surprised that I like this one so much with that.
Yeah, kind of like a candied cherry. It's not like an overly medicinal one or anything either.
Sure. God, that is good.
Anyone
watching?
It smells honey sweet. I mean, you smell that honey again still.
For anyone watching, if you can get a bottle of the John J. Bowman and you like
it's worth the hunt.
Go find one.
Yeah.
Take it home.
It's worth the hunt for it.
And enjoy because it's a winner.
Yeah, I think it's a $55 or what?
Yeah, it was like
50.
It was whatever it was. Call it $60 after tax.
After tax, yep.
Yeah, it was $60.
So 60, I think it's a good bottle. I think it's a great bottle of 60.
I like this better than the $100 bottle of scotch that I had last year.
You see, that's good. And like you said last episode, that's your Friday pour. Not necessarily your daily drinker, but that's a solid Friday pour.
Yeah.
One absolutely. That you don't mind getting into a little bit after a long week, cold week like we had.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah,
that honey is there. I almost get like a honey nut Cheerio.
What I like about this one...
Right there on the finish of it. Like a honey nut Cheerio, man.
What I like about this one is even like 20, 30 seconds after you drink this, you still get a ton of flavor.
And it's 100 proof, and it drinks lighter than that 93.
It really does. It doesn't... When you're drinking this, it really doesn't feel like you're drinking 100 proof at all. What was that one you let me try?
Russell's 10 is what you tried when you first came
The hot one last week.
Oh, that Alberta rye cask strength.
And that was 150?
No, it's like 130.
What was it?
30.
That was 130. Yes. 130 is too hot for me, guys. Yep. Way too hot for me.
Even hot with 2 flicks of water.
Yeah, it was a little hot for my liking. This is perfect.
Yeah, no, that 100, that's a great drinking bottle. If you're looking for a Friday night bottle, that John J. Bowman, that would be it. And it's gonna. I mean, we knew it was gonna, but it's gonna move on to fight the next fresh crack.
For sure.
So I'm glad that we waited for this one, and I wasn't waiting on this one.
Yeah, it worked out, didn't it? Well, patience pays off there, right?
Again, yeah, and then maybe that small batch would, or lack of patience that led me to the Bowman.
But, that's true. It was a little bit.
I think that small batch is a good one to get somebody. I mean, especially if you were going, first tasting it, outside of college drinking, we'll call it, where you're doing shots and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's a decent introductory to it. But I can find better bottles for $30 to introduce people on.
Right.
So,
yeah,
and that's what I think on it. But I think I'm giving the nod to the Bowman, obviously.
I'm gonna give the nod to the Bowman until something really blows it out of the water.
And it's still I'd still probably call it a 7.5, pushing 8 for quality.
You've tasted way more bourbons than me.
Mm-hmm.
For out of the bourbons that I've tasted in the last 5 years, that's a solid 8.5 for me.
Gotcha. Yep.
For sure.
It's good. It's smooth. There's that smooth word that a lot of people that drink bourbon don't like to hear that word. But it's an easy-going sipper, but it's got a lot of different stuff going on. It's got that Cheerio. And this one has more of that oily mouth feel.
It does.
Than that one.
It's almost a water feel.
Yeah, kind of water, sharp. Once it's gone through your palate, it's gone through your palate. But that one, even after the bourbon's gone, you still feel that oily feel from it and maybe pick up a little note here and there.
It lingers.
Which is cool. Yep. It's definitely got a nice linger to it.
Yeah.
So
that John J. Bowman would not last many Fridays in my house.
No. No. And that's good. Like I got a little bit of barrel with that one. That second sip. But that honey sweetness is still there.
But it's not too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not a sweet person. I don't eat sweets at all.
Yeah, it's not like a flavored whiskey.
That is...
Yeah.
It's about perfect for sweetness for me.
Yeah.
If it was any more sweet, like, I probably wouldn't enjoy it that much. Yeah.
Yep. So...
Awesome.
Well, I'm going to finish this because this is just too good to leave in the glass.
Mine's gone. It's gone. So, moral of the story.
Yep.
The watchers should go and try to find a bottle of Bowman if they can.
If you can find one, they also make a Bowman Brothers small batch, which this is the single barrel, just to be clear again. So, again, we might have had a really good barrel.
Yeah, that's true.
That's tough to say. Or this could be an average barrel. I've never had one to compare it to.
Right.
So, but this one, I think it's definitely, if you can see one at the store and get it for $55-$60 for a nice Friday pour or something like that, or even, budget-wise, depending, that might be your special occasion bottle.
Yeah.
Sure. When you have your work anniversary or anniversary with your wife or something like that, that might be the bottle you bust out, depending on your, your whiskey budget.
Sure.
But I'd recommend it. I would 100% recommend that bottle. If it's in your price point and you're looking for something that fits that easygoing sipper, and again, I bet if you put that over a rock, it would just float.
Yeah,
it'd be awesome.
It would be even more drinkable.
Yep,
for sure. Especially somebody just starting out drinking bourbons.
Like it needs the help.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No. So thank everyone for tuning in to this Fresh Crack Friday. And we'll see. I mean, we talked about maybe bringing a weeder on for the next one. I got an old elk weeded I got to try. A Weller Special Reserve I'm thinking about cracking. So there's a couple of them out there that maybe we'll do another fresh crack. And if either one of those sounds good, let us know in the comments below.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you all next time here on the White Tales of Whiskey podcast. Thanks, Keith, for stopping out.
Thanks for having me again.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
And cheers, everybody. We'll catch you all next time down here at the bar. Take care.